cute?
Fuck no.
Aroma is aromaing.
Yeah. Citrus forward.
Got the lime with the potato vodka.
It's easy.
Don't wear white, don't steal, don't gamble.
Don't eat spicy food before I hike. That's all.
Cheers. Come in handy later. It's pouring ice into nothing. Because that's right on me. Okay. Beautiful potato vodka.
We love it. Potato.
Wine is fun.
Didn't see it.
Use the better tool. Do you know why you fill all the way up with ice? Not just partially?
Because it melts.
Because it actually melts slower the more ice you have in it. The thing that people like to think they know about cocktails is that if you ask for light ice, it'll be less water. It'll actually be more watery because the ice will melt quicker.
Fun fact, because I'm someone who gets less ice.
Don't do that.
I'm someone who gets less ice.
You're gonna make the drink worse.
Oh my god, I thought I was being helpful. Makes it melt slower. Okay. That freaking actually makes sense.
He said, aesthetics.
You have to. You know the reason for doing this?
No.
So you get the aromas in there.
Oh.
Twist. So it'll bring out that flavor to your nose.
Okay, bartender.
People probably wouldn't know by how much I spilled, but it's been like 5 years since I actually bartended.
That's nerves. That's not. Aroma is aromaing.
Yeah, we're getting that lime in there. Citrus forward.
Got the lime with the potato vodka.
Lime and potatoes.
Lime
You
and
know,
potatoes.
that's the best combo.
Girl dinner.
Some citrus herb. Mashed potatoes, I have no idea.
Yeah. Zested.
Cheese grater.
I'll play 21 questions.
Warm up.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize you started recording. Staring off into space.
Don't put that in there. Just zoom in on your face. Yes. What is an animal you're scared of?
Snakes.
Snakes.
Snakes. Serpents.
Why?
What took Adam and Eve out of paradise? Because they're evil, you know? So Basilisk and Harry Potter, not a nice animal to come in contact with.
Something's cute.
Fuck no. I never like snakes.
Should I turn it off? Do you think
Probably.
it's loud?
Yeah. It's probably a bit distracting.
Jesus.
What animal, if you could domesticate them, that's not a normal pet, would you have as a pet?
Elephant.
A big elefante?
Yeah, I would totally want an elephant. It would go perfectly well in a huge home. It's basically another mother.
You'd have to like have huge grounds for it to roam.
I would do everything for the elephant.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched On Back?
No, I've heard of it though, but I haven't watched it.
That's where my love for elephants started.
Oh, okay.
Because he's very passionate about his elephants.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they were poaching his elephants. And then he went to go fuck them up.
Oh, did he fuck him up?
He did. It was great.
Is that the one
You should
where the
watch
guy
it.
does like a bunch of Muay Thai?
Yes.
He's like elbowing guys in the face.
Yeah.
A lot of elbows in Muay Thai.
So much elbows. That's why I wanted to learn.
Gross.
Such a violent child. If you were put into any dance, what dance would you join? What type of dance would you join?
A huge shuffle circle.
A shuffle circle?
So everyone's shuffling.
Oh my gosh, that's a vibe.
I listened to too much LMFAO when I was younger.
Honestly, it's actually cute watching people shuffle together.
Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know anyone who shuffles in sad.
that's true.
Imagine like frowning
You're
or
just like-
something. Like, yeah, just fine, do it. contemporary stuff.
Yeah.
But you can't do that with shuffling. Rolling and just jumping.
Like I'm killing it and you just look like a total weirdo. But no one cares because they're also in the wall.
You know what? It's such a vibe though, just to move. I feel like shuffling is a genre that just lets you. Lets your body just do you. However you feel that beat. Because EDM, you can't technical dance to EDM.
No. You're just feeling the beat and drops.
Yeah. I used to be just a huge jumper, like fist pump jumper.
Yeah.
That was my EDM style.
It's just like all energy. Yeah, you don't really have to worry about the technicality of it.
No. In the dark anyways.
Yeah, there's not that much judgment.
Yeah.
Circles, especially when it comes to the dancing aspect of it.
Yeah, I agree.
If you could be a professional athlete, what sport would it be?
Basketball. For me, a little shorty. Basketball is like my most favorite sport to play. I love playing basketball. If I went pro at it, that'd be really funny. So small.
Just crossing up Caitlin Clark.
Yeah. And what? What if we work together for me to dunk? You know, I'd be so unstoppable.
What, they just do like the team? Like,
The lift up.
I don't know if that's legal.
Oh. I have tattoos, right?
I have 0 tattoos.
What would you get a tattoo of? Had to get a tattoo tomorrow. What would you get and where?
I was close to getting my brother, who's a graffiti artist. His graffiti name was Lamer, and he had like a specific L that he had on all his pieces, so I'd probably get that L.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where would you get it?
Neck.
Neck?
No, I'm just kidding.
Just go hard for the first one.
Yeah, just all out. All or nothing, that's my personality. Not too crazy, like arm, bicep, maybe shoulder, blade, something like that.
Like a little bit low key?
Yeah, probably.
Like, ooh, you have a tattoo? Like that kind of vibe?
Yeah. If you could have like a boutique shop in a downtown area, what would it be selling?
Ooh, recycled textile art.
Oh, that's interesting.
Recycled and textile art, not the same thing, because that's a little bit hard. Well, I'd want to make my boutique store centered around sustainability. Sexy sustainability.
Oh,
That's,
double S's.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's your initials too.
That's my vibe. Sexy sustainable boutique.
The sexy
SSB.
sustainable movement.
Yes.
SSM. Okay.
If you were to make your own protein powder flavor, what would it be?
I appreciate the meathead question. I feel like so many of them are already taken. A weird one. This is a dumb answer, but have you ever had a Negroni, like a cocktail?
Is it whiskey sector?
It's Campari, which is like a more bitter liquor.
Oh.
It's one of those things people either love or they hate. Probably a very niche market.
Oh, definitely.
Negroni protein powder. That's terrible.
I feel like Negroni is kind of like a little niche of its own. Because when I did do small bartending, only specific type of people that would ask for Negronis.
Yeah, like a bartender's drink. I used to hate them when I first tried them, and then I grew to kind of like them actually.
Does it have an orange flavor?
Yeah, it's an orange, kind of bitter liquor. It has sweet vermouth and gin.
Only orange?
Yeah, the Campari is orange, yeah. It's like an aperitif is the actual classification.
Aperitif.
So scarred by Negronis, when I first started bartending, I had no idea what I was doing. Well, my friend was quitting, and he left me with this new manager. He was actually trying to get this other bartender to be manager, so they didn't like each other.
Oh, so you walked in on beef.
Walked in on beef on the wrong side of the beef because she was the one taking over and they did not get along.
Oh.
Not only that, I had never bartended. He's like, oh, I'll just teach you real quick and you'll be fine. It was the first day on my own. Somebody asked for a Negroni. I knew it was sweet vermouth. I knew it was gin. I knew it was Campari. I didn't know that you chill sweet vermouth. I was just like going everywhere looking for the sweet vermouth, all panicking. And then the customer was like, it's probably in the fridge. And I was like, I got a nice place where there's like craft cocktails too. So it was quite embarrassing.
They can tell which ingredient is missing.
Oh yeah.
Those scare me. But also you learn best with them.
Okay, well, we're on the cocktail. If you created a cocktail, what would it be called and what ingredients would you use?
Lavender comes to mind first. Lavender cocktail. Alcohol.
Only one correct answer after you chose lavender, by the way. Everything else would contrast pretty hard.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's either gin or vodka. You
Okay,
get away with
so we'll go
vodka.
vodka definitely, because I'm not a gin girl at all.
It would be gin, though.
It's a botanical part, right?
Exactly, yeah. So you know.
So vodka,
How do you make it taste good?
add some peach schnapps.
Yeah? We should make you have to make this.
Add some peach schnapps and a cherry. A real cherry.
Maraschino real cherry?
Yeah, and then that's called your fruity flowers.
Okay. It might not taste too bad.
The lavender would be herbs and syrup.
Make a lavender simple syrup. That'd probably be pretty good. Lavender infused simple syrup.
Okay.
You just reduce sugar and then kind of add in whatever you want. I don't know how you do that with lavender though.
Actual herbs in there too?
Martinis, just if it's dry or not. So if it's dry, then it's vermouth added. But if there's no vermouth, then it's literally just vodka. Dirty martini is just vodka and olive juice.
I've never tried that.
It's not good. It
never
like a
looked
salty
appetizing.
shot of vodka that's watered down a bit.
Definitely was glamorized on TV. Do I need to try this in adulthood? Never looked good. I think I would just try it for shits and giggles.
I mean, the dilution from when you shake or stir the martini helps a lot.
That's hard. I feel like if that's someone's favorite drink, you're gangster.
On a tangent.
Fuck, that was a hard tangent.
Tangential.
You asked about the cocktail.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What was your first rowdy story of having liquor?
My best friend Mitchell, we got locked out of his apartment. I think we were freshmen. A friend we had that was like a junior. Such a big age discrepancy. Thought we were cool hanging out with him. We got locked out of his house after we hang out with him, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll get you guys in." So he used a screwdriver to get us in. Afterwards, after he got us in, he's like, "Oh, we should party here. Your mom's not here," because his mom was out of town that weekend. So he brought a bunch of alcohol and shit, and I had never really drank very much. I had a couple drinks here and there, but I never party. Started, binge drinking, caving into peer pressure.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I was trying to rap battle people. Doing a terrible job.
You guys just rap battling?
It was like me and one other kid, and I don't even think he wanted to do it. I thought it was all me, famous rapper, I thought I was gonna be the G-Eazy of my time. I just made a complete fool of myself, and then I had to hear it at school for the next month. I was back before phones were good at recording. It was 20 years ago. Even if it was, you couldn't tell it was me because it was 24 people. There's no resolution. I could have easily denied it. You pulled those out of me.
I'm not even just oh, tell me about your past. I'm no, tell me about your stuff you wouldn't tell anyone. I'm a Scorpio moon. It's easy.
How did you feel the first time you smoked weed?
Hated it. Before I moved to Ontario in 2019, I hated smoking weed before that in Calgary. The first time I tried, I remember feeling relaxed and I hated it.
You hated feeling relaxed?
Yeah. Even when people massaged me, I didn't like getting massages. I didn't like a lot of physical affection back then. When weed was just sit there and don't think, I was having a hard time. I was to my friend who's literally chilling out, she's enjoying it, watching the movie we're watching, and I'm I don't like this. she's like, what do you mean? It's just us, we're watching a movie. Is it supposed to make you feel sleepy? Make you feel like you don't want to do anything? And she's like, yeah, don't like how I'm supposed to just lay here. My first reaction.
So you just wanted to be type A all the time, so just always on one?
Yeah. That anything to relax, I was no. That's why I ended up liking Molly first as a drug. That was my first favorite drug because it made me do more.
When people are more naturally energetic, it kind of has that more opposite effect rather than focus. When people take Adderall that are actually ADD, it doesn't really give them that methy energy. It just gives them focus. Kind of surprised that so Molly just cranked it up even a further notch.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's cool. That's awesome.
If you think I'm all sweet now,
yeah,
Molly brings out lovey-dovey, obsessed.
I don't know if I've ever seen someone get angry when they're on Molly. I feel everyone gets pretty happy. It's serotonin boosting.
The only time I've ever seen a bad trip was when people mixed.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. If you were to make any rule for the whole world to follow, what would it be?
That'd be a strict rule?
Yeah, straight mandatory.
Wow.
Or jail.
Or jail? Came to mind was more just simple
or jail.
Not rigid. So I was gonna say just make everyone lead with empathy, but I feel you're looking for an actual societal rule.
Yeah. Lead with empathy is a really sweet rule. We'll put that as well. If you defrauded someone, you get life in prison. If you actively, especially from poor people, if you actively fuck them over,
Go straight to prison.
Okay.
Like if you're running any kind of like scheme or stealing from them in any way or giving them unsound financial advice or just taking advantage.
He said no corruption. Jail.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Prison camps.
People who lead like that are just little boys who want love. You know that?
And so maybe that's something.
All of them don't like their moms. That's the common thing.
Yeah, like Andrew Tate.
Him too. Anyone who's always trying to fight for power, they don't have a good relationship with their mom.
Have you ever heard Trump talk about his mom?
No.
No, me neither. There's a correlation there, probably.
But that was a good intro.
Yeah.
We did the questions, but I didn't even introduce who this is. This is
Sandy?
ssgemini.
This
This is Sandy. But if you're wondering where the ssgemini is from, it's Sandy.
Sandy Smith. That's why.
Please, okay?
First and last.
Just no other reason. I just want to emphasize it's his initials.
Yeah, we're not a fan of the SS. So.
Sharing embarrassing stories. This has been a video I wanted to do ever since starting my YouTube. I'm so happy I have so much to do with me. We're basically sharing 5 embarrassing stories each, and we rank them from least embarrassing to most. And after each one, we're just gonna chug this to make it easier to say the last one, of course. Yes.
Liquid courage,
Liquid.
some would say. Do you want to go first or second?
I will definitely start.
Do you want to start? Or do you want to, because if you start, then I'll go last. So do you want yours to be last, your big one last?
That's true. Okay, yeah, that's
Okay.
true. You'll go first. Okay.
Okay, I'll start with a lighter one. But
Yes.
it sits with me still. I just randomly think about it sometimes. I used to get really nervous on dates. I've eventually convinced this girl to go on a date with me, and we was just going to the movies, very light. I was like so nervous about the conversation that I blew through a red light, like total red light, without even noticing. She was like, "Did you just see the red light?" Like, I didn't.
Oh.
The last date I ever went on with her, so I don't think she appreciated me blowing through the red light. I was just so in my head of like what to say that I did not notice that I almost caused a giant wreck. It was embarrassing. 14 years ago, not as shy and nervous now.
That's so precious.
Self-growth.
You're so nervous. You ran a red light.
Nah, totally unaware too.
Thank you for sharing. My first one, learned that a past partner recorded our intimate times. I learned about it after we ended things. He showed all his friends.
Oh,
My ass was like, I'm gonna confront this fucker. Went to his birthday with my friends and my partner at that time. We were still all in a group. I got drunk, so drunk, but I was so adamant that I wanted to confront him. What it was looking like of how I wanted to confront him. Sleepover, I'm gonna court him, I'm gonna talk to him. And not that I was gonna sleep over to like specifically talk to him, but I was like, I just didn't have time to find alone with him. And I was like, fuck, it's already the end of the night, I'm gonna sleep over. So I could talk about it in the morning. Throughout the whole night, all I heard is, why is she sleeping here? Why is she sleeping here? So awkward and embarrassing for me because I knew what my intention was, but I did not have confidence back then or like boundaries, any ways of standing up for myself. So I was literally like, I wanted to confront him. Now it's awkward.
It just didn't quite happen for you.
No. Embarrassing for me.
Yeah,
Cheers.
it's crazy that he was showing people.
Yeah, fuck.
I don't think I'd want to see a friend's video with whoever they were dating. That'd be weird. I'm not trying to see my friend's stroke game, you know? It's not
For
something
real,
I'm
it's
interested
weird.
in.
No, and it was just like a recording of me, my noise
Oh.
that he was showing people. It wasn't even like a video of us.
Oh.
It was just my noise. That's why I was like, that's fucking
even,
weird.
Like, weirder. Yeah. Okay, my next
Hot
one's
now. Not embarrassed, I'm hot.
next one's a lighter one. I was a child and caved into peer pressure a lot, baby, and I always felt like I needed to go harder to impress my brothers and friends. They dared me in public to pee down this drainage pipe in front of a restaurant. I was doing it. The manager of the restaurant came and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" So we started running, and I was an athlete all my life, so I thought I was fast. And like, grown man speed was different. I was like maybe like 8 or 9.
Oh.
And like he didn't catch me quite, but like he was hot on my heels. I went back to a restaurant again in my life. How does that work? Like if I was a minor, so like if someone looks at me, do they get in trouble?
Questions. That's the real question. Is that restaurant still open?
Yeah, it's actually the Mexican restaurant that's someone close over here. Yeah. What would you have done if you caught me? I guess just like hold me for the cops. Was he gonna like beat up an 8-year-old because I was peeing in front of his restaurant? He probably could have caught me, and then he's like, this is gonna be bad either way. I'll just let him run away and not have to deal with this.
Blow off him steam by running a little bit.
Yeah, he had to show us that he was serious.
I've watched porn for a very long time. I started around like 5 or 6 kind of vibe. My grandparents used to host parties all the time at our house. One day, a lot of the kids of those families came. They brought a porn video, took it from their grandparents.
VHS days?
Yes! Brought it to my house. And then there was literally 10 kids of us watching porn in my room.
Hell yeah.
And one of the parents walked in, they're like, what the fuck are you guys watching? I got in trouble. They're like, why are you showing this to our kids, bro? And I was like, if I know, they know.
Consequences for that. Did you get like...
My grandparents were just so shook.
They were disappointed?
They were just like we're not gonna
I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
We're not gonna talk about this ever again. We're not gonna talk about this because this didn't happen.
What was funny about the VHS days is like, if you think about it, people didn't always rewind it back. So wherever you were viewing it at, that was like their favorite shit. Like that's where they were like finishing at, like that part of the scene. This isn't even on my list, but this kind of reminded me of like, I used to find my dad's videos.
Oh.
You know, he had a lot of trans women porn. Trans women with women. Like I don't know where he found that back then. This was like the 90s. I wasn't that good at hiding stuff. That was, confusing. I was like almost a teenager. So no idea what I was watching. Society wasn't as open back then, so like you didn't hear about that stuff.
I only found out what strip clubs were because I found photos of my grandpa at them.
He's just partying.
In the bathroom.
That was a bonus. When I was a bit of a degenerate, being a bad kid, I used to work at Mervin's. I had a friend who would let us act like we were buying merchandise from Big Five, like snowboarding stuff, and then she'd like scan us one thing. But I was so nervous. I told my friend to come in and just put everything in, and I'll do the same thing that she would do for us.
Yeah.
I was so nervous, I forgot to take the security tags off. So I'd never done it before. So when he went to the door, it went off. We had to make up a lie, and I got sent home that day. They called me because they told me to go home like 2 days later. Luckily, they got all the merchandise back, so like they didn't file charges. But the manager was like, we need to come and have a meeting. And like I knew that was just me being fired. So I never stepped back foot in Mervin's ever again in my life. Went out of business, they suck. So I don't even have to put that as a bad thing on my resume.
He was already written the stars.
I went bankrupt, probably from kids like me.
Awkward, like being like stuck there.
Yeah, luckily none of us got in trouble.
Young and klepto days, I feel like
when you're poor as a kid, it's like you don't have the money to buy it. So I was pretty scared afterwards, so I never tried such a stunt of stealing from my employer ever again. I learned my lesson early.
True. I definitely had to learn my klepto days being in a back of a popo.
You get overconfident, like you just always.
Yeah.
And then you finally get in trouble.
I was like, let me just take this chapstick. My first kiss and my first makeout, you guys. Grandma caught it really in the heat of the moment, and I was like 9 years old. It was with the hallway wall. Back in the day, I was so pressured I was like, what if I fuck up my first kiss? What if I fuck up like being with someone? I need to get this right, like right now. So I always used to practice with the wall. Like every time I would walk past this wall, I would just like kiss it or like.
You tongue the drywall?
Yeah. It was when like a little too into it. And like I was so...
Were you like reaching? I don't think I've ever had my face touched like that while making up.
I had to make sure I got it right. All the sensual touches. My grandma was just so like worried. Why are you doing that? I'm scared I won't ever have a husband.
Oh wow, at that age.
I was worried about. Humbled me really quick. She was like, don't fucking worry about that shit.
It's an early age to worry about that.
I low-key think it was because of my mother though. Just always so in and out of like a partner. I don't want that. I just want like this is before I ever dated, right? I want my first partner to always be the only one. I wanted to practice with the wall. And?
The wall should have been your only one.
He was stable.
You and the wall. Yeah, he was definition of stable, some would say. Always hold you up. Set a good foundation.
Always be there for me.
Never be able to, us men will never be able to compete with walls for stability. Yeah. We're too flighty.
That was my first kiss.
Was it? This is more just like a traumatic memory I have as a kid because I was like so embarrassed and panicked. 5 or 6. Like how much it stuck with me. I must have had a stomachache or something. I was at my friend's half pipe and we were just hanging out. I pooped my pants. and didn't want to tell anyone. I panicked and like threw my underwear in their trash can. They told them to call my mom to take me home and like just act like it never happened. I don't think I ever went to that kid's house again after that. I was too embarrassed. I know I was so young that probably they would have just like been nice and helped.
You're like, I cannot do this, I'm ashamed.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a crush on this guy. We all went to their house that they shared with a couple other mutual friends. So it was just like a huge group hangout after party. There was one moment where I got super litty titty and I was like, where is he? He's not here anymore. Where is he? I went to go find him when I was drunk in his house. He was in his room. Can I join you? And he was literally sleeping. I called his name and made conversation with him at the door. And then I was like, can I just lay on your bed because I'm fucked? I think what the most embarrassing part of it all was just like, he really was not feeling me.
Oh, no.
And when his friend also came to look for him and then opened his door, he like got up immediately and like left the room. This is fucking embarrassing. Here I am just like in his room and he's like clearly not interested in nothing. And then his friend is like saving him. Oh my god, you got out of here like right now. Sticks with me.
I'll stick with you. Rejection will stick with you.
Normally I don't like to make advances like that. So when I make advances and I'm like, and that happens, I'm like, oh, girl. You look desperate. You look desperate.
Since guys are usually the ones that give off the desperate energy, like it's more embarrassing when that happens to you guys.
Yes.
I used to go to Lake Tahoe a lot, party a bunch. During my douche era, when I was lifting a lot of weights and way too full of myself, basically just go there to flirt with girls and like drink a bunch. We started playing volleyball with these two girls from Colorado. Me and my friend, they invited us over to their hotel room. The only one that could go because he had to go back to work into town and then he was going to come back at night. I went with them up to their room. It was also a time in my life when my gambling was really bad. So I loved gambling over everything else. Totally could have like, tried to make an advance at the girl that was interested in me or like do anything because I was up in that room with just the two of them. Didn't. Decided to go downstairs and gamble instead. Going all right for a little bit. I ended up losing like all the money I had in my bank account. As I lost the last of it, they were coming down the escalator. I text my friend to send me some money just to like keep up appearances so we could get like food and shit. On a rampage at that point, like I did not care. Binge drinking hard. And like I was already taking shots at the table. I was playing roulette and like doing a shot every time the cocktail waitress came. About to black out. Level drunk, so like I'm sure I was just super annoying and like any interest they had in me was just like slowly waning. And they were asking my friend was still gonna come up. I'm like, yeah, so like they kind of put up with me and let me stay. I wasn't being as annoying yet. We eventually got food, we got more drinks, and then by that time my friend was finally on his way. They were at least like, okay, he'll be like more sober and like talk to me and like maybe things will be more normal. We went to the pool there. We so douche, I'm like, I bet you I can jump out of the pool from 3 feet. Which, like, I could when I was sober. Not that cool when you're doing it as a flex, mind you. Also not cool when you fail the first 3 times and then finally do it on the 4th time. Flopping around in the pool. Embarrassed myself there. The other problem I had was kept mixing their names up throughout the whole night. I kept calling her. I still don't know which one she was. I kept calling her the wrong name. We eventually went back to the lake and he was up there. They told him to tell me that I need to stop mixing her name up. Otherwise, like... She's done with like hanging out with us pretty much. Got it. Okay. Right when we get back to the car, I'm like, oh, so what do you do for work? Or whatever dumb question I asked, I don't remember. But immediately used the wrong name again. Just heard ended up letting us stay at their hotel room. I was so drunk that I thought their bathtub was a jacuzzi. I ended up getting naked, going in the bathtub. And passing out in the bathtub naked actually brought me into the bed. We shared a bed and then they shared their own bed. Nothing at all happened. Next morning, while I was still passed out, I guess they told him, they're like, your friend really fucked it up for you. Probably could have slept with us both last night, but he was being a dumbass. I ruined my chances, I ruined his chances, and just made a complete ass of myself all night.
Oh, some divine intervention.
I don't know what it was. It just went bad. The shadow took over.
Darkness is here. Saying this story out loud so it releases shackles of shame. This happened in 2018. Went to Korea with my best friend and cousin, best friend at the time. Close to the end of our trip, we were in Busan. We were going to go on a beautiful hike that rounded a mountain and then slowly went up. Breakfast that day was spicy food. I'm gonna just enjoy some spicy food and it'll be all vibes. and then we're gonna drink coffee and it'll be fine. Back then, I used to be really, really scared of bridges. This hike specifically had like 3 bridges to start. No matter how small the bridge was, if it was a bridge that moved even a little bit, scared. All these bridges were suspension bridges. Cause yeah, of course, right? After running after each one, my stomach started to hurt a little bit more. I could have just not eat. That would have been better. About like 15-20 minutes into the hike, I told my friend and cousin to keep going because I just needed to go back. I needed to go to the washroom. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna eventually catch up with you guys. Let's see what happens. Not even like 5 minutes heading back, explosion. I was wearing like these overalls and stuff under it and white shoes.
Another cute outfit.
Explosion. What the fuck do I do? Look what I do. There's like people coming onto this hike. Fuck. So I go underneath one bridge, and I look at anything that could help me out. I grab a bunch of leaves and I start like wiping myself with leaves. This is not doing shit. And then I was like, fuck, I have to call them. I have to call them. I told them what happened. My friend was literally like, you can just hear how annoyed and disappointed she was. She fucking ruined my day. The vibe she gave me, and I was like, fuck. Basically came back because I just like didn't know what to do at this point. Helped me with the things. All 3 of us like walked back to the entrance in shame. Pure silence. No one said a fucking thing. The only way for us to take a cab was to walk to a cafe. That was like the worst part. Visually and smell-wise, I couldn't hide what I was going through. It was my adventure in Korea, and it was literally like the most embarrassing thing because that was like near the end of our trip. I think the most embarrassing part of it, my cousin and friend did not make me feel better about it at all.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up actually.
They like made me feel really bad about it. Leading to the trip, even coming back home, like all I heard was them making fun of me for it. I think that's why the embarrassment stood on for so long, because I couldn't even tell my partner until like a year later. I couldn't even tell my friends. I told them, I was like, please do not fucking tell anyone. And I was not a person who cared about stuff embarrassing me until that moment. It was like my most embarrassing story to this day, because you know why? There's cameras everywhere in Korea.
It's on a B-roll somewhere. You're gonna see yourself on ridiculousness one day.
Literally, they're gonna be like, look at this fucking foreigner.
When Rob Deerdeck runs out of material, he's gonna be like checking Korea.
What happened in the hike? Honestly, that day built my character so fucking hard. I don't think I've ever felt embarrassment ever the same.
They should have been supportive.
I feel like that could have been helpful.
Think of what I would do if that happened to my friend. I think I would laugh a little bit, but be supportive at the same time.
I think I would laugh and help them feel a little bit better from that.
Yeah.
Like, not laughing at them, but laughing to like ease the situation. Obviously, I'm not happy about it. Obviously, I don't feel good about it. But if you're gonna just make it feel worse.
All of us have an embarrassing poop story at some point. Sometimes the stomach, just doesn't cooperate. Things go badly. I saw
Don't eat spicy food before a hike, you guys. Don't.
my best friend one time, the first time he ever got like really, really drunk. He ended up in the bathroom, and I went to check on him because he was making sounds that a bear would make before hibernation. Terrible sounds. Checked him on the bathroom, and this motherfucker, he's a big dude too. He's like 6'4", 230, on the toilet, totally naked. I don't know why he got totally naked. Pooping, and then he was throwing up in the sink. Big guy, so he could kind of like do both at the same time. So I just walked in, and he's just letting loose on both. And I was like, are you alright? He's like, close the door. Alright, I'll leave you in peace. And eventually got him home. I had to like help him walk, and then because I was smaller, eventually got back to my place, and I was in a 2-story house at the time. Just trying to put him to bed in my room, and he fell down the whole 15 stairs. So loud. Stepdad's like, what the hell are you guys doing? He's like, I had too much cough medicine. Now he thinks we do drugs. Why would you say that? He's like, I'm just leery from the cough medicine. Why? It's on top of just being drunk.
Can't even walk up the stairs. I have too much cough medicine.
I passed out and piled on my clothes. He didn't even make it onto the bed.
I'm good here.
We all have poop stories.
I feel like it keeps you human.
It's humbling. It's nature's way of humbling us.
Do you think you're perfect? No, your body will tell you you're not.
Yeah. Do you feel better?
I actually feel so much more free.
Got it out.
I feel so much is let out.
Cleanse.
Therapy.
Good time.
As we're drinking.
Yes, I finished mine.
Oh. I've been slacking this round.
She was focused. She was locked in.
I had to get the passion of the story Now I'm no longer embarrassed by those things.
Yeah, you let it free.
Don't know how much that Korea story haunted me for years, okay? No one can ever fucking know about this. No one. And watching his reaction of just like, oh, it's not even that big of a deal.
I saw the foreshadowing early on in the story. As soon as you started talking about the spicy food, I saw where it was going.
There's only so much wiping that leaves can do, you know?
It's not really nature's toilet paper, that's a lie. If it was...
It's not.
If it was, people wouldn't have been fighting over toilet paper during COVID.
True. We could have just went outside, grabbed
No one was grabbing leaves. No one was doing it. Not at one.
Leaves have no grip.
No grip?
They have no grip to capture.
Oh, you're just smearing? You're just smearing the whole time? Looking like a Jackson Pollock painting of poop.
Oh, and the way that I like would just pause when people would walk by, like, no one's here.
You just got like more colors and like made yourself into an art piece.
Just like stick it on me.
Yeah, just in a panic. I'm an artist.
This hike was right beside water. I debated on going in the water,
Just
but
jumping in.
I psyched myself out. Like you were able to just walk into it like a beach.
Oh, okay. I don't know if that would have helped.
You don't think so?
Maybe.
I was paranoid. The reason why I didn't go into the water was because first, when you're in the water, anyone can see you. Second, I don't know what the logic is in this. I don't want any water bacteria and bugs to go in me as I'm literally wiping myself with leaves. Like, I don't know how that makes sense. I want to redo Korea. I need to go back to that hike and redeem myself. I need to actually do the hike.
You better choose your diet wisely before you go.
Yeah, I'm not going to eat until after.
Or you should get like super confident and like replay the exact scenarios. Like
go to the same restaurant.
Go to the same restaurant, wear the same outfit. Really tempt fate.
I wore my granny panty underwears.
That was foreshadowing.
Thank you for sharing your embarrassing stories with me.
Oh yeah.
It's great. How do you feel?
Oh, I feel fine. Maybe in the moment, like if I do something stupid and I don't know, I try to laugh it off more, I guess so.
Is there anything that's not on the list that you didn't even briefly mention but happened recently? That you were like, oh fuck.
I think so.
What would be my most recent embarrassing time?
I don't think anything's happened too recently.
I feel like the only times I would recently feel embarrassed would be out of rejection, public events alone a lot. A thing about me is I want it to be a set rule, but this definitely happens subconsciously. But if I've tried to make conversation 3 times, either with 3 different people, or if I'm just like really with one person the whole time, and I tried 3 different times to spark conversation or anything, and it doesn't go anywhere, I instantly feel embarrassed and I like want to leave. Rejection. Does that count?
But you're like putting yourself out there. No, it's not as
it's
embarrassing.
Like, oh, okay.
It's not like events happening, you know,
True.
people just being rude. Purposely avoided a lot of those things. Like I could have took a lot more risks in social situations that I didn't to avoid these kinds of things happening to me. Or one to like go and like the only way I would go and talk to a girl in public is like if I knew definitely she was like interested in some way, shape, or form.
Like you wouldn't even just hit her up because you just thought she was cute.
No, that just brought a story to mind. I remember I crushed on this girl in my English class in college. Ended up seeing her out at a club and she started talking to me. Don't remember what happened towards the end. I got her number, but don't remember what happened. And then I look back through the text messages of like I was trying to hang out with her more after the club. And she was like, oh, I'm just really feeling my girlfriend right now. Like insinuating that she was a lesbian. The excuses to like get me away from her. That was very embarrassing the next morning. Did not hear or like see the girl after that English class for 3 years. I was at a club just randomly, totally random. Started dancing with a girl, having a good time. We went to get a drink, and it was that girl. I had no idea. Like, was just randomly dancing with her. It was the same fucking girl.
That's weird. That's cool. That's cool. Weird.
So I got my vindication because we hung out after that. And fucked it up on our first date because I was late to the movies and she never talked to me again. But did get a date with her.
Boom. Crazy. Yeah. Like just seeing at the bar and be like, wait,
my mom
I fucking know you.
Yeah. Like, not only do I know you.
No, yeah.
A giant crush. I had to play it cool though. Like I didn't have a crush.
Like, oh,
I think she remembered me from the time before. She remembered being in class with me, but for some reason she doesn't remember the awkward night. Or at least she didn't say it. Being a total idiot and I had to act like a lesbian to remove myself from the equation. You have any closing remarks?
Let yourself be embarrassed and talk about it because it's freeing.
Miss all the shots you don't take. Wayne Gretzky.
Embarrassing things come from either mainly rejection or just like disappointment in a way.
Yeah. It's usually like a hit to your ego. It's something you're self-conscious of. The world reaffirms that self-conscious feeling you have of feeling alienated or not confident in whatever happened. Where the embarrassment comes from, I think.
Agreed. That's a great sentiment. Embarrass yourselves. Live life. Things are on. Things
Don't
are
wear
on.
white.
My basement from sunshines to fuck off.
Don't wear white. Don't steal. Don't gamble.
Don't eat spicy food before I hike. That's all. Bye.